My name is Sara Cunningham. I'm from Oklahoma City, and I represent Free Mom Hugs.
Tell us a bit about how you realized Free Mom Hugs was the movement that you wanted to start.
I realized that Free Mom Hugs was the movement that I wanted to start at the Oklahoma City Pride Festival in 2015 when I made a homemade button that said the words Free Mom Hugs. And with anyone who made eye contact with me, I would say, "Could I offer you a free mom hug?" And the first hug that I received that day was from a young woman who said it had been 4 years since she got a hug from her mother. And that was the spark. I'm not the first mom to offer free mom hugs at a Pride Festival, but from that experience, we started the nonprofit Free Mom Hugs.
Why is supporting LGBTQ plus people lacking family support so important?
To support members of the LGBTQIA plus community is a matter of life and death. For example, in Oklahoma City, conversion therapy is still legal, sought out, and paid for. Currently in the Supreme Court, we're arguing about the Equality Act, where my son, who happens to be gay, can be refused housing. He could be refused health care and even refused service at a restaurant simply for who he is.
What role do LGBTQIA plus allies play in society?
The importance of allies in the LGBTQIA plus community is that we, number one, should be able to point to our gay friends, if you will, and offer them a platform to share their story. And what I'm finding as being an ally is that oftentimes there are places that I can go where my transgender friends can't. And that's where I try to just be a voice and share from my own experience of what I've learned in the process to advocate for this community when they're unable to speak for themselves in that way.
Are you celebrating Pride 2021 this year?
I plan on celebrating Pride 2021. Locally, we have 2 Pride organizations now, and one will be on the historical 39th Street, which is our gay district, and the other will be downtown. And as a Free Mom Hugs, being an ally and advocating, we want to be wherever the community is. So wherever the community is, that's where we're going to be. And nationally, Free Mom Hugs is planning a national Pride Ride. And what that means is that we have chapters in every state, and they're preparing to decorate their cars, and they're going to caravan, and they're going to send a message loud and clear where they're at, celebrating the community, and it will be recognized nationwide. And what I'm most excited about is that this is a program that we can do about being visible, and I'm really excited about that.
Describe the moment you realized that a community needed your activism and advocacy.
The moment I realized that the community needed Free Mom Hugs would be the journey that I took with my son, and seeing him having to check himself at the door in his place of worship with his own family, remembering that during his adolescence and missing an entire adolescence out of my own fear and ignorance, and going through that. When my son came out of his closet, I went into mine, and I got educated. And the hardest, most difficult thing that we went through as a family became this movement. And it's just because I got educated. So I know the power of fear and ignorance because I was frozen in it. And I know the power of love and education because I've seen the freedom that comes and the life that comes from that. So if anything, I learned it from my own son. And thank God we still have each other. We have a relationship. But many families don't have that due to alienation and separation, and it's devastating. So that's the goal, to avoid that at all cost.
What keeps you motivated?
What keeps me motivated, I think, are the stories. I'm motivated by individuals who have survived challenges like conversion therapy, reparative therapy, homelessness, at-risk behavior. Those are at the forefront of my mind, and those are what challenged me to keep talking about it with whoever will listen, and to keep being visible and advocating in any way. And advocating comes in many different forms. It can be using your voice, it could be using what you've learned, and it could be using, where you're visible.
What would be something you would like parents of LGBTQIA plus kids to know?
I would like parents with LGBTQIA plus community children to know that, number one, you're not alone. And your child, as they are trying to identify themselves, let them show you who they are. Allow that space. Allow the vocabulary to even have that conversation. And parents, I want you to know that there are so many resources out now that no matter where you stand, historically, scientifically, scripturally, that the only choice is to remain in fear and ignorance. And our children, gay or straight, need to be celebrated for the gifts that they are, the dynamic that they bring to our family. And I would especially like to address parents with children of the transgender community. They are facing a great attack with bills in the Senate regarding the Save the Women's Sports and so on. And what's happening now to the transgender community is horrifying, it's devastating, and it's very dangerous. So I would say to advocates, it's more important now than ever to stand up for our transgender friends and family, and for families with transgender children. First and foremost, you need to keep your children safe and learn how to use your voice for your child. Make sure your school is a safe place for your child. Equip your child to be secure and at peace with who they are as they go on that journey.